Good morning. The other day I was watching a TV show, and it was one of these things at school where they had this contest, and the student that won the contest got to be the principal of the school for a day. And the child that won that got all excited and thought it was great and was talking about the power they were going to have to do this and do that and make changes. And you know, as those stories go, they never work out quite like you think they should. If they did, it wouldn't be as funny to watch on TV. But when we think about power, what do we think about? You know, growing up, I always liked the sound of a big block engine under the hood. The feel it had when it accelerated and things took off. Today, we don't have those big block engines. We get our performance from fuel injectors and things like that. Performance is still there, but you don't have the feel of that power under the hood like we used to have. And I've always liked a lot of power on the transom of my boat. I've had several boats that the motors that I put on those boats were over the rated horsepower of the boat. One time I had a boat that would run real shallow, and on the west coast of Florida, the guides kept outrunning me because they had faster boats. So I put a bigger motor on there, and I had the power to do what I wanted to do. I had the power to run off and leave them if I wanted to. When we think about power with people, power often corrupts people. We all know the stories with numerous politicians that the power they had just distorted their vision of what right and wrong was. And we know lots of people in other positions, when they get power, just want to take advantage of those that are weaker. We look at Jesus' temptation in the wilderness. Most of that had to deal with power as well. This morning, I want to ask you the question, do you know, as a believer, the power that you have available to you? I want to read Ephesians 1, beginning in verse 18. Ephesian writer says, I pray also that the eyes of your heart may be enlightened, in order that you may know the hope to which he has called you, the riches of his glorious inheritance in the saints, and his incomparably great power for us who believe. Did you catch that? And his incomparably great power for us who believe. That power is like the working of his mighty strength, which he exerted in Christ when he raised him from the dead and seated him at the right hand in the heavenly realms, far above all rule and authority, power and dominion, and every title that can be given, not only in this present age, but also in the one to come. And God placed all things under his feet and appointed him to be the head over everything for the church, which is his body, the fullness of him who fills everything in every way. I think it's important that we realize that the power that's available to us is his great power. And it's the same power and strength that he had when he raised Jesus from the dead and seated him at his right hand in heavenly realms. Be safe. Stay well out there.